In John chapter 4, the encounter between Jesus and the Samaritan woman at the well holds a profound message, one that contains the heart of the good news, yet is often overlooked or only partially explained. We find Jesus arriving first, seated at Jacob's well, wearied from his journey. Soon, a Samaritan woman approaches to draw water. On the surface, it appears to be a simple exchange. Both are in need. Jesus is thirsty, the woman seeks water. But as the conversation unfolds, we realize that the thirst being addressed is not merely physical, it is deeply spiritual. Jesus asks her for a drink, but curiously he never drinks. The woman comes to draw water, yet she ultimately leaves her jar behind. Neither of them actually draws from the well. This scene invites us to look more closely, not just at the water, but at the nourishment Jesus later speaks of to his disciples, food they do not yet understand. There is something greater taking place at this well, something invisible to the eye yet overflowing in significance. The exchange between Jesus and the Samaritan woman is not about satisfying physical thirst, it is about divine appointment, spiritual awakening, and the revelation of living water, water that truly satisfies, offered freely by the one who came not to be served, but to serve. This story begins with Jesus choosing to pass through Samaria, a decision that clearly reveals he had a divine purpose for the journey. Yet after his encounter with the Samaritan woman, he goes no farther. This tells us something vital: she was the reason for his detour. On the other side of the story is the Samaritan woman, a woman known for her immoral past, weighed down by guilt and by the scorn of her community. She came to the well at an unusual hour, a time when others would typically be resting. Her timing was no accident. She was weary of hiding, worn out from carrying the shame of her sins. At the same time, Jesus carried within himself a deep longing, a spiritual urgency to liberate someone, and that someone, though unaware, was longing for him too. A divine appointment was set in motion, and at just the right moment, their paths converged at the well. Jesus was hungry to redeem a sinner from the chains of sin and the torment of a guilt-ridden heart, and the woman was desperate for a peace she had never known, neither within herself nor from those around her. This mutual need, this sacred hunger and thirst, is what Jesus used to reveal something greater than water drawn from a well. The woman's liberation from her long-held burden of sin becomes, in Jesus' own words, his food, as he later tells his disciples, "I have food to eat that you do not know about." Elsewhere he declares that he stands at the door and knocks, and that whoever hears his voice and opens the door, he will come in and dine with them. To dine with Jesus is to surrender your sin and receive his righteousness in return. This divine exchange, the heart of the gospel, is something we will explore more deeply in the conversations to come.